What are the best and the worst high-level SaaS agency websites? In this video, I'll be ranking 14 different high-level agencies all the way from S for super down to F for fail. And at the end, I'll rank one website as the best of the best, promoting it to S tier plus, and one as the worst of the worst, demoting it to F tier minus. The criteria that I'm going to be using is first, design and user experience. Is the website visually appealing and easy to navigate? The second is conversion optimization. So is the website structure and the call to actions clear in driving action? And third is content quality. Are the copy and the creatives engaging and relevant? Even if your website is on this video, I'm here to give helpful feedback and not to bash anyone's website. With that, let's jump into my computer and start ranking these websites. All right, so this is the first website that I'm gonna rank. This website I actually made myself, and I made this website bad on purpose to show you mistakes that you can avoid, and also some things that I see on high-level agencies that are hurting their conversions and not helping them get clients. I'm using a theme that I see a lot of agencies and websites on high-level use. In the navigation bar right here, you may notice that there's a lot going on. It has this weird shape right here. The different colors make it seem like it's unfinished. There's no clear call to action as well, and we'll look at better examples in just a sec. But you see right here, there's no option for me to start a trial or book a call or get in touch. The contact here is buried in between all of these different other menu items right here. For the hero section, you see that this, first of all, is hard to read. It's long and it doesn't speak to the prospect. So in this case, it says bespoke, AI powered, all-in-one, blah, 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 blah. It's too broad, it's too corporate, it's too complicated. And if I was a prospect, a small business owner, this wouldn't translate to me anything at all. All right, so we see that this is also very long, very boring, very text heavy. This text is very long, very complicated. Initiate your journey without any initial investment, just using language that is too corporate. It talks about a bunch of features, but it doesn't talk about a benefit or a problem that is helping me solve. And as a business owner, I would be finding this too boring and too generic. Here you see that this text is very hard to read, and this is something that I see on some high-level agency websites where the color combination is not the best. And for a prospect, the fact that this copy is hard to read is making it so that the website is not accessible, it's not easy to read, and I'm going to be more hesitant in taking the next option. So this website that I created bad on purpose, I would rank it in the F category. The next website that I want to review is this one right here. First of all, it's a lot more clean. The value prop right here is very simple. Simplify salon management. Subconsciously is conveying social proof right here, positive emotions, and it shows how the software is very easy to use. The first thing that I see right here is social proof, some of the different salons that are using this software, as well as testimonials. Here you see that the graphics, the color combination, the flow is a lot more friendly, more visually appealing, and easier for a prospect to consume. Here they're talking about specific benefits and non-features, so save time all the time. They're using copy that is clever, the interface looks very simple, and the different layout of the website is nice. The one thing that I would change is that in this section right here, I think that there's a lot going on. It looks a little bit text heavy, so for a prospect it might be too much information. These graphics have a lot of detail that is not necessary at this point. If you take a look at this SaaS website, which is one that I actually built myself, I want to show you this section right here. You see how the different graphics are very clean, very simple, and they're there to help illustrate the point, not so much to show the entire software in that small screen size. Here we have benefits, we have more visuals, and overall this website is clean, it's inviting, it's helpful. The one thing that I would do is add more sections to talk more about different benefits, maybe more social proof, and some of these graphics right here are a little bit text heavy. It's a good website, and we're going to be seeing some even better websites later in this video, but I would put this website in the B category. The next website is one of my favorites that I came across, and it's this website right here. At a simple glance, this is very friendly, very modern, very inviting. You see right here that the main call to action is very easy to see on the navigation bar. It's distinct from everything else, as opposed to that first bad website that I show you where the contact was buried against everything else. So having a call to action that is easy for prospects to click and that it matches with the hero section is something that I saw on winning SaaS templates. I like how they're adding specific accents in the text to make it a little bit more dynamic. This image right here, I thought it was great. It shows somebody having a positive emotion with some of the different features for the software. So very easy to understand that this is going to help me get more reviews and increase my conversions. If you take a look at this website right here, this is also a website that I built myself. You see that here I've added kind of like that same feel where there's somebody having a positive emotion. The one thing that I would do is that I noticed that both of these cards are in front of the prospect. Subconsciously, we do want to portray that the business owner is on top of her business. If we go back to my website, you see that this graphic that I created right here, the business owner is on top of the mythical text pack and on the schedule. So just to show like subconsciously, yes, I am on top of my business. If I scroll, they have some testimonials which are very nice laid out right here. I love the fact that all of their graphics are custom, they're not generic, they're not default, and they show real people using the software. They're using language that is easy to understand, convert leads from your pocket. So they're talking to the prospect in a language that is easy to understand with graphics that help illustrate the point. In this section, they're showing the different features. The one thing that I would do is that add more space between the different graphics. Here you see that there's not that much space, which makes it seem like it's a little bit text heavy. If you take a look at this section that I created for myself, the fact that I added like actual cards make it so that each feature is different and it's just easier to consume. Overall, I really like this website and I would rank this in the S tier category. The next website is this one right here. The one thing that I noticed right away is that there's no headline, sub-headline, and clear call to action. If I do scroll down here, you see that the first thing that we see is a section that is a little bit too text heavy. The buttons are not popping as much. What I would do is that you see that when I hover over that button, it has this nice green gradient. I would make it so that this would be the default state, and then only when I hover over it would the button jump or change color. But right now the button doesn't stand as much. Here they've made it so that when I hover over each of the different cards, the text changes and they elevate a little bit. It's a nice effect, but again, coming back to when we have different features, we want to make it so that we present it in a way that's very easy to understand and not too text heavy at a time. I see that these elements are not even lined up in the same place. You see that this one is not lined up here at the top, but it's good that they're showing some sort of like social proof or apps that they connect with. I noticed that the testimonial section is all the way at the bottom. I wish that they would have put this a little bit further up just so that it's easier for a prospect to see past results and have access to the testimonials further up on the website. This website was a little bit more corporate, and the fact that it didn't have a clear hero section as the first impression that you see made it so that it wasn't as effective as the previous website. This website, I would rank it in the C category. This is the next website that I'm going to review. This website I've also made myself, and I made it bad on purpose, again, to show you mistakes that you want to avoid and things that I see on some high-level SaaS agency websites. In this case, the main thing is that this navigation bar is very distracting. There's email links, social media links, telephone, a lot going on. The change of colors makes it seem as if this is not finished, and this button is very hard to read. The copy is overly sophisticated and doesn't speak about a problem or talk to a specific prospect. As I scroll down here, you see that the first thing that they talk about is features. They don't talk about social proof or benefits or testimonials or anything like that. And some of the graphics and everything on this website looks generic, looks boring, and it looks like all of the high-level websites that I see out there. Coming down to the section right here, you see that it doesn't really speak to the prospect and let them know how is it that these different features help them. Overall, it's a very boring and generic website. This website, I would put it in the F category as well. The next website that I wanted to show you is this one right here. You see that there's some cool animations, cool stuff going on. However, the fact that there's animations and things going on at the website doesn't necessarily mean that this is a good website. Here in the hero section, there's no clear button to get in touch. As I start scrolling right here, you see that there's like a bunch of text, effects. There's too much going on, and they're not talking specifically to a prospect or about a specific problem and how these guys help them solve. Having a bunch of effects, words, and moving things doesn't necessarily mean that the website is accessible, that it's friendly, that it's clean, and that will actually help you convert more clients. In this case, this looks very corporate, very generic, and doesn't speak to me at all. Although there's some cool effects and things going on, I would rank this website in the C category. The next website is this one right here. I really like this website. First of all, you see that the main action that they're trying to optimize is for a new visitor or a prospect to sign up to the software. The headline on the hero section is very clean, very concise. The everything app for work. This button is very nice with this cool gradient. Something that I liked is that there's this image here at the bottom, which is cool because it piques curiosity and it incentivizes the user to start scrolling and navigate the entire website. On this SaaS agency website that I built, I also kind of did the same. I added this cool effect to pique the curiosity and incentivize the scroll, something that stands out with both the gradient and the movement, as well as having this image right here so that as I start scrolling, the image moves, which incentivizes the user to keep scrolling. Going back to this website right here, what I loved is the fact that everything flows very nice. The layout, the design, the gradients help accentuate specific features. The way that the platform looked is very nice and very easy to use. One of my favorite sections was this testimonial section right here. You see these are real humans with real stories. When I hover over each of the different images, you can see the video kind of play. So it's showing the legitimacy of this product and how this software has actually helped different people. I also like this bento section right here. You see that here it says everything your team is looking for, and then it goes into more detail with some of the benefits that a user might see when they sign up for this software. Going back to my own SaaS agency template, if I take a look at this right here, you see that this section we've made it so that it's very nice, very interactive, and it's a way to display features or benefits in a way that looks very visually striking, appealing, and easy for a prospect to understand. So let me go back to this website right here. Overall, I really like this website. From the flow to the copy to the creative, the success stories, they've made it so that the main action that they optimize is to start a trial. This website, I would place it in the S tier category. The next website that I wanted to show you is this one right here. This all-in-one sales and marketing platform is a sentence I see a lot of high-level agency owners use. So something that I would do is play around with my headline to make sure that I have something that is a little bit more specific to the people that I'm trying to help or the problem that I'm trying to solve. The background is a little bit too generic in my opinion. Something that's going to help you convert is having images that relate to the prospect. In this case, you see that there's different images about the software and whatnot. But if we go back to some of the other websites, some images that I really liked was this section right here or this right here. Even if you are presenting a feature, show it in a way where the human aspect is there as well so that it doesn't look as generic and corporate. Although there's nothing that's terribly wrong, I would just play around with the design, with the layout so that it flows a little bit better and it makes it so that it stands out and is more unique. This website, I would put it in the C category. This is the next website that I wanted to rank. The first thing that you might notice is that at a first impression, there's a lot of stuff going on. In the navigation bar right here, these buttons are very hard to read. This red does not contrast well. Here it says, get higher quality leads exclusive to you. This is a great headline for the hero section, but the fact that there's no call to action and right away there's like a bunch of text makes it so that it's not as effective. As a prospect, let's say I was an auto detailer, but because of the fact that I see that they help home renovation businesses, realtors, and there's like a bunch of text, a bunch of stuff going on. They're talking about niches that are very different. It would be hard for a prospect to go ahead and read and consume this information in a way that's meaningful to them. I'm already on the second section and I still do not see a clear button to get in touch. So for a prospect, even if they were interested, there's no clear button or place for them to get in touch. I finally see a call to action right here. Something that I would do is that for the copy, if you take a look at the main hero section here, the main value prop right here was get high quality pre-qualified leads. In this case, I would make it so that I talk about that again, kind of like remind them, let us handle your marketing is not as strong as what he had up here. If I keep scrolling down here, now they're talking about web design, social media marketing, copywriting. So not only is this company talking about different niches, but also talking about too many services. It's very confusing. As a prospect, this doesn't give me confidence that it's a company that I would like to work with because it's too broad. And if I had a specific problem, the fact that they offer so much stuff makes it so that it doesn't resonate directly with me. Something that's not working is that they have the same image right here. Of course, make sure that you don't repeat your images, especially if they're next to each other just like this. For the hierarchy, something else that I noticed is that this is not bold like this, and within the different services there's different font sizes which don't make it consistent. Last is for the pricing page right here. This is very confusing. There's too many buttons, too many options, and too much stuff going on. For a prospect, this would be very hard to consume. You see that the features are listed just one after the other. A better way to do this, let me go back to my actual SaaS template right here and show you right here, would be to have prices and services in a way that's a little bit more concise, more clean, more effective, as opposed to having a bunch of words, colors, and just confusing stuff that doesn't help a prospect make a decision. This website, I would place it in the F tier category. Next, we have this website right here. The one thing that I noticed is that this navigation bar is a little bit distracting. The main action that we want a prospect to take is to get started or start a free trial. In this case, this button is a little bit hard to read, not as intuitive as some of the other websites like I show you right here. So going back to this website, I noticed that the messaging here is very positive, very cool, give immense value to clients, help them communicate timely and efficiently, build trust in relationship with the clients. So the benefits are very cool, but the way that the information was presented, it would be more helpful for a prospect to have this information presented in a way that's easier to understand. This graphic doesn't show me too much about what the software does, so I wish they would have done something a little bit differently. If I scroll down here, this section is a little bit too text heavy. I would make it so there's less text and organize the layout in a way that's easier for a prospect to consume. I do like the fact that they added this video right here, which makes it easy to understand what this feature is about, and it tells some of the benefits right here. Because of the fact there's some sections that are a little bit too text heavy, it makes it so a prospect might get confused and not know exactly what they do. I like this graphic. What I would do is, instead of having all of this description right here, just have the main points. So capture leads, engage prospects, close clients, and so on. Here they've put a button that is a little bit too big in my opinion. What I would do is add more space in between where this section ends and the button, so the button and the header are not competing for attention, and we use white space to our advantage. For the pricing page, I would present this in such a way that's a little bit easier to understand. If I show you my SaaS template right here and we go to the pricing section, you see that having it like this or even like this makes it so that it's easy to consume. The font is not as big, and the design, the layout is very clear, and there's clear call to actions for me to get in touch. I like the fact that next to the testimonial they've put an image, but this font is a little bit hard to read, so that's something that I would adjust as well. At the end of the website they've put FAQs, so if the prospect is still not sure, this section will hopefully help them address some of their questions to make an informed decision. This website, I would rank it in the D category. The next website that I want to show you is one of my favorite websites, and I'll show you why in just a sec. This agency is going after childcare centers and businesses, so it's very cool how they're talking about specific prospect and helping them solve specific problems, enhance family experience, improve efficiency, and increase monthly enrollments. There's clear call to actions both in the nav bar and in the hero section right here. As I scroll down here, they have a video, which is great to build trust. In this case, I see that this person looks friendly, looks like he's ready to help me, and he's talking specifically about my business for my specific problems. Here in the how do we help section, they've presented their information in a way that's very interactive, very on brand with their niche. This section I thought was brilliant. It says, does this sound to you? And it talks about specific problems that daycares might face. So in this case, you see that, are you overwhelmed by paperwork? Are you handling tons of parent complaints? Are you worried about rising marketing costs? So it's talking specifically about the problems that a business owner on this niche might face, and it makes it that much more relatable so that somebody in pain might get ahead and get started. The graphics, the copy, the colors are very on brand, very playful, which are great for the childcare business. Even the way that they presented the features right here in a way that matches the niche is very nice, is very interactive. The entire website flows very nice. The only thing that I would change is that for the testimonial section right here, these do seem like they were just slapped on top. So I would experiment to have these testimonials or these success stories integrated in the website in a way that matches the rest of the layout and the design. This website worked very well for that specific niche. It talked to a specific avatar about their specific problems. The design, the layout is very nice, and I would rank this website in the S tier category. The next website is this one right here. You see that it's B2B lead gen for tech and SaaS enterprises. They're talking about helping the tech and SaaS enterprises, which usually have very high-end, very modern websites. So for this website, if they wanted to go after tech and SaaS companies, which usually have very high-end, very modern websites, a website like my own SaaS template right here, which is a little bit more modern, more streamlined, would be a better option. It shows the different features in a way that's modern, aesthetic, and not too corporate or generic. Going back to this website right here, if I scroll down a little bit, this section looks a little bit text heavy. The images are a little bit generic, and this text is left aligned. I would make it so that this text as well was left aligned just for the sake of consistency. The overall design is not personalized. It's not talking to a specific avatar, helping them solve a specific problem. This section right here where it says that they have amazing reviews and they have a great ranking is something that I wish they would have showcased right at the top of their website. This social proof would have been very helpful if right after this hero section they would have showed this right here to build the social proof right away. I didn't even notice this until I scrolled all the way down to the bottom of this website. Overall, this website was a little bit more generic with their images and didn't speak too much to me, and I would place it in the C category. Next, we have this website right here. From the color choice, the font, the layout, it just looks like it's very engaging. They've also added this image here to incentivize users to scroll, which is kind of like the same concept that I show you here on my SaaS agency template. Something that I would change in this website is that it seems like on the navigation bar, the main button is login, and I would make it so that get a demo or start a trial would be the main option as opposed to login, which is kind of what we saw on some other websites like this one where we have get started, or even this one right here. Let me go back to that website right here. They have this very cool comparison chart comparing other tools versus them. What I would change is that this image looks a little bit generic, and I see it, I think, on GoHighLevel and even some agency websites right here. Even this image is a little bit generic. So just making sure that they add graphics that are a little bit more personalized to their brand would make it so that the layout and the design of the website flows a little bit better. Overall, it's great that they have social proof right here, more testimonials. So there's a few things that I would change to make this better, but overall, a solid website. It's inviting, it's clear, the value prop is very easy to understand. This website, I would rank it in the A tier category. So we have our last website right here. Again, at a first glance, this has a lot going on. In the navigation bar, there's no clear call to action like I show you in other websites. The background is a little bit distracting in my opinion, and I don't know exactly who they're going after or what their value prop is. As I scroll down, they jump straight into the features, which is kind of what I did on this website, which I made bad on purpose as well, just having like a bunch of features that don't really speak to the prospect as much. So I would change maybe the graphics or change the copy so that I talk about specific benefits or problems that I solve instead of just features. Some of these images have very low quality. Even here, it seems like the image has been stretched out, which makes it seem like the website is not finished and doesn't convey a premium feel to the platform. I do like that in this section, they're focusing on the benefits and not a feature. So instead of payments and invoices, they're just saying get paid faster than ever, and they're accentuating the word paid. And it's the same thing right here, grow your community. It's cool that they've added the apps that the software integrates with. Another way to do that would be like this right here, where you have a moving carousel so that it's interactive, and it's a cool way to present these as well. Now going back to this website, something cool that I liked is the way that they end this right here. Explore a better way to grow and get started right here. This website, I would rank it in the D tier category. Before I pick my two websites, one of them being the best of the best and the other one being as the worst of the worst, if you are a GHL SaaS agency owner, don't have time to implement this, or you don't want to learn code and you just want to have a beautiful website that is ready to go, click the link in the description and get a copy of this website. A website like this would usually cost $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000, but you can get it for just a fraction of the cost. So click the link in the description and get your own copy. All right, so out of these 14 websites, the best website and the one that I'm going to be promoting to the S tier plus category is this one right here. The graphics, the design, the layout was very easy to understand, very easy to navigate. The platform looks easy to understand. The gradients are very cool, very interactive. And one of my favorite sections is the way that they added these video testimonials right here, further solidifying their social proof. For the worst of the worst websites is this one right here. I'm giving myself the F tier minus category. I created this very bad on purpose to show you all of the things or mistakes that you want to avoid and aspects that you may currently have on your website which are hurting your conversions.